Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
So this is our season preview for the Arizona Cardinals. If you're first time watching our YouTube videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below what you felt about their offseason and what you are thinking about their season, how they're going to finish. So they did finish 3-14 last year, guys. They had a rough season. Last year, I just wrote down what we predicted they were going to be last year. So I had them at 5-12 last year. You two had them at 6-11. So we all thought they would be in the bottom division. They had a worse year than all of us even thought. So let's start with the positives. Your favorite offseason move. Let's start with Clint on this one. Clint, was your favorite offseason move that the Cardinals made?
I'm going to go with coaching. Player wise, it's rough. I mean, they added some like depth pieces, I think. But I think Jonathan Gannon just lost the locker room, just didn't have it. I think he falls in the category of one of those dudes that's like a good coordinator, but not a coach. So I think it was kind of all over the place. The injuries, the defense fell apart. And when you're a defensive coach and your defense is god awful, I think it's hard to bring the locker room together. There's nothing to hang your hat on with the coach. So bringing in Matt LaFleur, again, like the jury's out on him, but we're going back to a system that is very familiar in this division, becoming even more popular in the NFL. And to get that, to change it over, to start fresh, I think is probably their best move. Is I know they've done it a few times, but you got to kind of like clean house and get something stable.
Okay, I like it. So it's Mike LaFleur, right? Not Matt?
Yeah, sorry.
Matt's the Green Bay guy. Okay, good. I wrote it down, Mike, but I want to make sure I wrote it down right. Okay, yeah, Mike LaFleur. Okay, yeah, okay, I like it. What about you, Talon? What was your favorite offseason move they made?
You're really grasping at straws here because they weren't as aggressive as I feel they needed to be, but was that smart? Because I don't think it was a huge offseason to like really glean from either. They got some guard depth and Isaac Sayamalo from Pittsburgh. I thought the Algier signing was really nice too. Okay, sorry, I took two.
No, you go for it, man. No, that's okay.
I dipped the chip,
yeah,
took a bite, and then I dipped again.
Yeah,
disgusting. Yeah, but Algier, he's a bruiser at running back, and you feel for the guy because he finally had an opportunity to be a lead back. He's been behind Bijan, and almost any other team he would be the lead back. But then what do? My least favorite offseason move, which is kind of a preview for when we get to there.
Yeah, I agree. I like that move. It was a small signing, but like before they got Bijan, the Atlanta Falcon, he was 1,000-yard back, and then they got Bijan the next year, and then he kind of took a back seat. And I'm like, man, I'm surprised nobody just like trades for this dude, like a 4th round, 5th round pick. Never got an opportunity. Goes to the Cardinals, who still have James Conner, by the way, and so they bring in Tyler Algier, and then that will lead to also my least favorite move, which I think will be the same one, it sounds like. So we'll talk about that in a second. I also want to I like the dart throw for Carson Beck. I know like he had a fall off in college, but he was supposed to be like the best quarterback in college, and then he just kind of fell a little bit. But in the 3rd round, it's a nice like high reward, low risk move. Getting Carson Beck, I thought that was like you said, grasping at straws, but I thought that was a good grasp.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, anything else for the Cardinals moves? Okay.
No.
Okay. Least favorite move. Why don't you start us off with that, Talon? Least favorite.
Yeah, as we alluded to, drafting Jeremiah Love. I was surprised they did this. And you predict these drafts and I had thought for sure he was going to the Commanders. The Cardinals there had an opportunity to add to either side of the trenches, which that's what wins championships.
Yep.
And yeah, Jeremiah Love, I think he's one of the best running back prospects since Saquon Barkley. And you see that and it's shiny and it's great, but why do you why do you get a sports car to go off-roading and you're just going to ruin it? And I feel like they got a sports car and they're going off-roading this year in the sense that it's going to be ugly, and at the very least you're going to beat him up. And so by the time he's ready, he's already banged up. He's played 3 seasons worth in one rough season behind that O-line. So bad move. I think that's just bad, a sign of them being a poorly run organization.
Yeah. Clint, what is my rule about drafting running backs in the first round?
Yeah, it's got to be an add-on to a good team. You got to be a
Yeah.
good team.
Yeah.
And I was just talking about this with my son. Like Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson, which have proved it, still have less guaranteed money than Jeremiah Love. And I think you're right. Jeremiah Love is a good prospect, but to go to a bad team to pay top level after you brought in Tyler Algier, you're just we just see this is like a rerun of the Falcons, right? The Falcons didn't have a quarterback, and what did they do? They drafted Bijan, they drafted Kyle Pitts, they drafted Drake London. All three of those guys are fine. They haven't won anything because you don't have your quarterback, or you don't have your offensive line, or you don't have your defensive line. And for the Cardinals to do it when you have a chance to reset, whether it's a boring pick, a tackle, a defensive lineman, Sonny Styles, whatever it is, right? You just needed to do something in the trenches opposed to a skill position player when you already brought in Tyler Algier, who's more than capable of getting 1,000 yards and taking 300 carries and getting you 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, and you still have James Conner. It's like, what are you doing, guys? I don't understand. Yeah, I hated it. Me and your dad talked about Genty last year. Like, I just hated that pick. Like the Raiders had so many holes on their team. Picking a running back that high doesn't lead to winning unless if your team is already like really good or really talented. Like the Lions got lucky because they kind of were talented at the right time and they traded for, I think it was a Matthew Stafford or something like that. I can't remember where they
Sure.
got the pick from, but then they picked Gibbs. I still didn't like it at the time, even though how great Gibbs is. I just think it's a luxury position. It's proven it's a luxury position when you can find like Rico Dowell, who just can, run for 200 yards in 3 games or whatever it was the last year, I think it was, or whatever. But so it just,
Mhm.
so to spend that high of a pick, it was just hated that move for them.
Well, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl and Saquon Barkley
Hmm.
ran for 2,000 yards, any running back could have at least ran for 1,400 yards behind that O line.
Oh, for
So
sure.
a good O line will make any running back look awesome,
Yeah.
and that's what I think we sometimes lose sight of. There's a reason why you're drafting so high to get a guy like Love, and sure you don't want him to fall to another team, but you don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, agreed. So again, he'll probably be a great player, just like Genty, just like Gibbs, just like Bijan, but it's not what leads, starts the process of winning. Did you have a different least favorite move though, Clint, other than Love?
I did not. I hated it so much.
Oh, me too, man. I did put Nathaniel Hackett because I thought maybe Love would come on. I don't know what the guy has done other than like just call plays for Aaron Rodgers, who calls plays for himself. So this kind of reminds me a little of like the Adam Gase thing, where he just kind of
exactly.
stayed in the league because he coordinated for Peyton Manning. So Hackett hasn't really done anything without Rodgers, so it wasn't my favorite signing as a coordinator. Uh, is Mike
Agreed.
is Mike LaFleur going to be the one calling plays, or is he going to have Hackett? Do we know?
I don't know
Okay.
offhand.
Well, Cardinal fans who are yelling at us right now about the Jeremiah Love pick, let us know who's calling plays for the season. Okay, let's move on. Green. So, what's the biggest green flag going into the season for you? Let's start with Clint on this one. What do you got for the Cardinals? Green flag.
Offense, I put down competent coaching on the offensive side. Now, we just talked about Nathaniel Hackett, and obviously that applies. Like if you talk about the Giants and Matt Nagy, and you're like, ooh, why are we bringing these dudes in?
Right.
But if we're going to run a Mike LaFleur system similar to McVay, Shanahan, I think you might be able to see some things from these guys that we haven't. Talking about Marvin Harrison, Michael Wilson, Trey McBride, like they have talent on that side when we talked about like skill position. So they're not bereft of talent. They just got to put it together. And I think your green flag for them would be, okay, we can get this side of the ball like a well-oiled machine. and then we can build from there. Because I mean, I don't think defensively it's going to be a work in progress.
Sure.
But I just think if you're the Cardinals, you're at the stage where you're like, we're looking for positives, we're looking for upside, we're looking for flashes of what this can be when it's not garbage time, right? Like they put up awesome stats last year because they were down 30 points in half these games. But like, can we come out? Can we be competent? Can we compete for 2 quarters against the Seahawks, 2.5 quarters against the Rams, and then, kind of fall off?
Yeah, I like that one. Talon, what about you?
That Hall of Fame game was super exciting for a Hall of Fame game. I can't remember one that was that good. And big reason was because of Carson Beck. So I feel like that green flag kind of came out of nowhere because I personally didn't love the pick. I had no expectations for Carson Beck being anything, but now I hope I'm wrong because good quarterback play for any team in the league just makes for better football. And we don't like watching bad quarterbacks, and they're hard to find. So Carson Beck, if he can actually transpire, is a green flag. So hopefully the O line plays well enough to give him some opportunities to shine in his rookie season.
Yeah, yeah, I think like a third pick too for how good he was touted before he kind of fell off. I think that's not that bad. My green flag is just moving on from the Kyler Murray era to see what we got now. Like it's kind of overdue. We kind of know the script for Kyler Murray is he's going to have like a great 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and then it's just kind of going to fall off. And we'll see if that happens in Minnesota. But yeah, moving on, giving Brissett the keys for a year, letting Beck, see maybe he'll go in halfway through the year, and we'll see what he has. So, just moving on from that, I think is good for the Cardinals. Red flags. What's your biggest red flag, Talon, for the Cardinals?
That is if they have some measure of success, like Clint said, his biggest green flag is the offense, which they have some easy wins on paper according to the schedule. Again, nothing's gonna be easy for this team. They're bad. But they might play themselves out of draft capital, which is if they win 3 or 4 games. So red flag is, yeah, they look better on paper, but is it really what's best for the team winning these meaningless games and, sliding from the first overall pick, which I think they're going to get, to 3 or 4 and miss out on the top quarterback prospects?
Your phone is ringing. The Dolphins are calling, and they want kind of in on that. So settle down. Okay, before we get into them. No,
I like Malik Willis, man.
Yeah, I do too, but he got no one to throw to. That's the problem. Anyway, yeah, I like that one. Is like, could they play themselves? That would be a red flag, especially if you play yourself out of the top 5 pick. Because let's say if Carson Beck comes in and he's awesome, then it's less
It's
needed to
true.
get the number 1 pick because you got your quarterback. But if you get the number 3 pick or the number 8 pick, that can be drastic for a
Mm.
team. Yeah. Clint?
Yeah, I agree. To go with Talon's point, they played the Jets and the Raiders too the last 3 weeks, so those could be compelling races.
Yeah, there you go.
To go along with that, defensively, like Josh Sweat already is kind of like semi holding out, like I don't want to be here type of thing. And look, if they're going to have any success, like actual success, the defense has to be a little better. I know Walter Nolan, high pick last year, kind of been hurt. I think he got hurt. I think he's practicing, but he was hurt earlier. So they need to see something from these guys. But I think in the actuality of having a chance to compete, like defensively, they don't have what it takes.
Yeah, that's what I put down. Their defense is going to play in a lot of shootouts, I think, if they're competent, right? So, yeah. Okay, fantasy football go-to here, Clint. Who's your fantasy football go-to for the Cardinals?
This is hard because the Cardinals fall into that category of like these guys might put up stats because their defense is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now I dog on this dude. I'm going to talk out of both sides of my mouth and go with Marvin Harrison Jr. because he's wide receiver 31 on ADP. And I just think if the dude can like get his head out of whatever orifice it's stuck in and just like play football, I think he can beat that ADP just because they're going to be down so much. And the offense is going to change from like, hey, let's just throw it to Trey McBride 88 times a game. And we got to get Marvin Harrison going. And I think early in the year, they're going to try to get him off on the right track. And if he can at least build some confidence, I think he can put up good numbers, because when they play the Seahawks and they're down 38 to 10 in the fourth quarter, guess who's probably going to catch a garbage touchdown? So either him or Michael Wilson, I would take a shot on, because they're both ADPs are both in the 30s. And I think based on garbage points, they can return value on that.
Okay, I like it. How about you, Talon?
Yeah, Michael Wilson, I'll talk about him for a little bit more too, because what he was able to accomplish last season was league winning. I mean, you were starting him over well-known names, and it felt gross, but it worked. And he was able to accomplish things that Marvin Harrison has yet to. So as of right now, I think Wilson's the better wide receiver. And Jacoby's shown that he can get it to guys that run good routes and that create even just a little separation. So Michael Wilson's value, he could be a league winner where he's falling. And yeah, Marvin Harrison, I hope he turns it around. I loved him coming out. Obviously, who didn't, except Clint. He called that one. But I'm still avoiding him. I'll risk the breakout, and good for whoever takes him.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. I put down Brissett. If you don't draft a quarterback early, and then you got like some people in your league that likes to get two quarterbacks early, Brissett finished 15th last year among quarterbacks, and he didn't even play all 17 games. He would have been probably on pace for 30 touchdowns, 11 interception, 4,000 yards. So the quarterback position isn't the most important position. So if you wait and you think Brissett will especially have a good first half of the year, if you really think he's going to get a lot of garbage time points, he might be worth a flyer late or even undrafted. So it's kind of I guess a dark horse pick, if you will. Brissett might be a interesting flyer is all I'm saying.
Dark horse. That's not until the end of this.
Yeah, wow.
No, that's it.
Well, I guess the podcast is almost up.
That's right. Okay, let's go to our prediction for the Arizona Cardinals this season. Their over-under is 4.5. Me and Clint did a podcast on over-unders, but 4.5. So what do you got, Talon, for their prediction this year?
Yeah, I'm going under. I think they're going 1-16.
Whoa, okay. By the way, I was doing that site you sent me, the playoff predictor, Clint, and I was like, I can't do this because I think way too logical. I'm like, they should win, they should win, they should win, they should lose. And I had the Cardinals at 1-12 or something at one point. I'm like, this is not realistic. But anyway, go ahead.
Is that a humble brag, Ryan? I can't do this. I'm way too logical. I think.
No, it's not.
I'm the worst at this because I'm just so smart.
No, because NFL is about, there's emotion in it, right? There's ups and downs, right. And for some reason you'll have the Jets beat the Bills at some point in the year when it shouldn't happen. Logically, the Bills should win. But my point is logically, I think you're right. It's 1-11 if you look at the matchups. It's hard to only win one game a year, though. Clint, what do you got?
I gave him 3 wins.
Okay.
Still under. I just think, the Jets going to Arizona at the end of the year, the Raiders might be smart enough to lose a game that the Cardinals want. And depending on how the season goes, they end with the 49ers. So that could be hey, the 49ers are out of it. Hey, the 49ers have a playoff spot locked or whatever. So I think they're going to squeak a couple at the end of the year.
Yeah.
The only thing with the Jets is Geno knows how to beat the Cardinals. That's the only thing.
He won't be playing by then.
Maybe so.
Yeah. And Aaron Glenn, we don't know if he's a good coach yet either. So I got 4-13. So yeah, I'm not too far. It's hard to lose. It's hard to lose win only one game, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, for everybody listening, thanks so much. Let us know what we got right, what we got wrong in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you in our next video. Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports Podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.